Hi Cancer, and welcome to your November 2019 general reading. Got a flying card. You got the tribe card. So quite often the tribe card is about family and connections, but there won't be any relationship readings this month, and I probably won't do weeklies. I'll do a mid-November update. I've had a bereavement and I have to honour that and honour my feelings and honour my process, okay? But let's see what's going on for Cancer. Oh, got the happy card. Actually, happy. A bit like the Three of Cups. I always describe this card. Maybe a sense of feeling quite carefree. When we're carefree, it's because we're in a state where we're at ease within our own being, okay? A lot of us make the mistake where we think, I'll be happy when, and that's what leads us to this constant cycle of suffering. When we're in the happy card, we're just happy as we are, and that's my lovely Cancer, is when everything comes our way. They call it the state of divine relaxation. We get out of our own way and everything just lands in our lap. Lovely. So I actually hope that happens for all Cancerians watching. So let's look, see what the cards have to say. Well, I'm going to do one more shuffle and one more split. So please give Cancer clear, straightforward, non-cryptic messages. Sorry, I'm laughing. Actually, a lot of people's readings have been very straightforward this month. So let's look. You've got the Devil behind you with the Page of Pentacles. So right, Earth energy. The Devil is Capricorn. Doesn't always speak about a person. And the Page of Pentacles, so some Cancers might be focusing a lot on work, business, getting something off the ground. We'll find out more in a minute. Now what you want is the Three of Swords, which means the Three of Swords can be about separation from someone, and you sort of want this to end. The gift is the Knight of Pentacles, and I'm sort of laughing in a strange way. I spend a lot of my life talking about the Knight of Pentacles. It talks about tends to be someone that's moving towards you, but it's a very, very slow moving energy. The challenge is the Queen of Swords. Relationships, you've got the Five of Wands. And you know what, Cancer, I'm feeling this reading already, because when the Knight of Pentacles shows up as the gift, it's so slow moving that people think nothing's happening, and it's really not the case. I describe the Knight of Pentacles as someone who's on a raft across the Pacific Ocean. They're heading right in your direction, but boy, is it slow. And it's that slowness that creates the problems. Nine of Cups and money and work. There seems to be something going on here about creating some sort of new form. So new form is like my channel's a form. Some sort of business, some sort of new chapter to do with the material realm. Nine of Pentacles in a soul position. This is where we need you to be. This is a very, very happy card. Nine of Wands. There's a lot of nines showing up. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Then you get the Ten of Cups. That's an interesting outcome, because that's rainbow after the storm. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Now, clearly, what you have the power over this month, I think, is about work and business. Maybe some of you are trying to birth a new chapter. So a new chapter could be anything to do with housing, to do with work, to do with creativity, something that's very close to your heart, because the Nine of Cups is the card that showed up in your money and work. The Nine of Cups is obviously about the heart energy. Now, quite a lot of people talk about following your heart as the road to bliss, okay? Following your heart can be incredibly challenging. Because quite often it means stepping out of the norm, breaking new ground, breaking new pathways. But it would seem to me with these cards, especially the devil might be a person. It might be feeling a little bit, it's clearly to do with a relationship, is a little bit blocked. The devil card has rings around it. And because it has rings around it, I call it a threshold card. And only the very bravest people walk through that fire, Cancer. And sometimes a lot of our relationship difficulties, especially in Knight of Pentacles as the gift, is someone who's hesitant to walk through that fire. Make changes, be honest, be straightforward, own their desire, own their passion. And the reason I can't help reading it that way, because I do an awful lot of tarot readings, guys, it's this combination of cards. And it might be just some Cancers are dealing with people or someone, because some people die in flames. Most of us are born from them. And I would say most of my viewers have been born through the flames, okay? But that Knight of Pentacles is a very hesitant card about making changes. But the Knight of Pentacles always reaches his goal. Always. And quite often what happens is, oh my God, you took so long. I've gone. I've seen that happening with the Knight of Pentacles. But quite often what happens, Cancer, is the potential for you to fall into challenging emotional patterns if you don't understand the time the sky takes. Because I think that's why the Five of Wands is showing up in your relationship house. It's a card, the Five of Wands, actually, believe it or not, is one of my favourite cards. Not always when I'm in it, but when I'm out of it, because it creates change. The Five of Wands is a card of change, and it's change through friction, through heat, and through pressure. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to heal this Three of Swords. So what's going on? What's the connecting card between these three? I know it's a person. Yeah, you get the Knight of Cups. It's definitely about the movement of a relationship. There's not one bit of doubt here, Cancer. If this reading's not for you, there's nothing I can do. There's only once I've not posted a reading, and it was about 2 years ago, and it was just, and it wasn't for you, by the way, don't worry about it. This is about the movement of this knight, because he's on horseback, and in medieval times that's what took your life from one chapter to another. And I think because of that Knight of Pentacles, it's so slow moving. But then we have that choice. I guess we do the tarot. Forewarned is forearmed. If we know this is the energy, we can go, okay, what's working for me? And what's definitely working is that Nine of Cups and that Page of Pentacles, which talks about birthing a brand new chapter. Tell me more about the Page and the Nine of Cups. Yeah, you get your own card. You get the Chariot, which is about moving forward, and the movement and the door that seems to be open for you, Cancer, is around your work. Capricorn, basically, which is your opposite sign, which is always what you're here to integrate between feelings and structure, grounding, and the what's working well is around your money and work. There's an issue about the speed of change a relationship dynamic's taking. Because the challenge is the Queen of Wands might be a challenge of being separate, but it's also about having a 360-degree vision to understand the bigger picture. Yeah? And that's what gets us locked in these petty, no, I don't mean petty, Cancer, sorry. I know something's real when you're in it. When you're in it, and that's the end of it. But when we have the Queen of Swords as a gift, we have the vision of the whole picture. But it's your challenge, which means you might be struggling to see where this whole situation's going. I'll try something when I'm done here. The Nine of Pentacles in a soul position is the same as the Hermit, but she's a card of alone and loving it, okay? She enjoys the ground that she walks on. She enjoys nature. She enjoys her own being, which is the trick to every single thing in this planet. Every single thing can be resolved when we enter into our own presence. Now, the outcome, the first card you pulled was the Nine of Wands, which is still a little bit of a... Nine of Wands can be about boundaries. It can be about you having to establish boundaries, especially if this night is taking forever. Or it could be what you're dealing with. Nine of Wands is my last man standing card. It can talk about an awful lot of resistance to the change process. It can talk about dealing with someone who's incredibly wounded. It's the Wounded Warrior card, guys, okay? And if this is a relationship dynamic, it's probably because the person's got one mega struggle between their head and their heart going on. But then the Ten of Cups shows up. So it doesn't look like they're going to stay there for very, very much longer. So the Ten of Cups is traditionally the rainbow after the storm, okay? It's lightness. My cup runs over. And when your cup runs over, it can only fill up the cups of other people around it. Which is exactly what you're doing. Because water drips through stone, okay? Softness is a great strength. And if you're dealing with someone, Cancer, who's very much the Nine of Wands, and I cannot help feeling that's exactly what's going on here because of the card combinations, it's all different elements working together, then, and I'm not talking about giving and giving and giving and endless giving. I promise you, you'd have to know me to know that is not how I work. I like the Queen of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles, but water does break through stone, which means when we show compassion to someone who's this wounded warrior energy, eventually the boundaries begin to fall down, okay? Or unless we're prisoners, we get to walk away, okay? We always have, there is free will, okay? But something is going to happen that begins to melt the boundaries of this Nine of Wands. Tell me what's going to happen here. Oh, the Empress. Love. Tangible love. The Empress is love. It's the love you can see and touch and feel. She's the archetypal female goddess, okay? Now, she is Taurus, so she is the earth, so she does have very, very, very good boundaries and very high self-esteem. And for the life of me, I'm not talking about constantly giving to a brick wall. I am so not doing that. But I don't think that's what we're talking about, because the Knight of Pentacles does reach his goal, okay? But look at his protector armor. And the reason why someone protects himself is because the heart's been broken before, okay? The human psyche is incredibly straightforward and it's universal once we understand it. And I think your biggest struggle is having the 360-degree vision, but it's an air sign, and air actually rules the heart. So giving and allowing this person freedom and space to work through their issues without you getting caught in heartache, Cancer. I was not expecting this reading, guys. Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to try something because I'm not doing Vimeo readings this week and this month because I'm honouring someone. So give me one card that connects Cancer and this person. I've had to do this for about 3 of you, so I'm not feeling guilty, by the way. But I always try and treat everyone the same. One card that connects. Yeah, you're in the Two of Wands. Hey! You are the Queen of Pentacles. Because the Queen of Cups, which is your energy, if she's too much, you don't want to be the Queen of Cups to a brick wall. I love the Queen of Cups for the Queen of Pentacles, and I'm sort of smiling because I do read for quite a lot of Cancers, because that means there's boundaries around your giving energy and you've got very high self-esteem. What's the other, the other person's the Seven of Wands. I don't dislike the Seven of Wands. The door's open. I almost want to tickle this guy because the door's open. It's not, this is not the person's not a closed book, but they're still guarded. But I always think if I just tickled him, he would, that wand would fall down. I don't think that guy is going to be guarded for much longer. Cards, sometimes I look at a card and they just completely change in my eyes, and I just saw him stepping to the side. Give Cancer an advice in dealing with this because it's not easy, Cancer, when you're in it. What's Cancer's advice for dealing with it? One card. Please make it straightforward. You get the Page of Swords, so communication. Anything else apart from communication? And you get the Sun card, and it showed up twice. I wanted to clarify the Sun card for some reason. So the Sun is obviously about being in your Cancer energy. Because this isn't a situation where I want you to walk away from. Because there's a melting with that Eight of Wands. It goes a bit back up with the 9. So I'm not saying it's completely gone. But I always think the Seven of Wands is great hope because the door's opening. But you're definitely being asked to be in your Cancer self. Your boundaries are fantastic with that Queen of Pentacles, so I'm not worried about you at all. My only worry here, Cancer, is if you fall into the trap of heartache because of the speed of the Knight of Pentacles. And you know what, I do spend my life talking about the Knight of Pentacles, especially when the Ace of Cups is with it. Give me one more. Give Cancer a little bit of hope here. You get the Two of Cups with the Wheel. And the Wheel is the clock. Always, 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 always. And when it shows up as advice for the Two of Cups, I almost want to give you a message, Cancer, that there's nothing to worry about. Because once we really get that, we can get into that happy card, and we can let this person cycle and what they need to work through, which is the Queen of Swords as a challenge. It's letting other people's karma play itself out. And us keeping our boundaries. Well, Cancer, I swear I was not expecting that reading. That was almost a private reading for someone. Send the love, Cancer, if it's not for you. Every single thing in this world comes back to you. If you want this love, you just send it to anyone else. Lots of love, guys. And thank you for everyone who supported me through this very challenging chapter of my life. Love you all. Bye.